this video we're going to look at an exercise to develop the alternating thumb for fingerstyle guitar. Now this is an exercise that helped me many years ago to develop this technique, and it's incredibly useful if you're looking to develop this style of fingerstyle playing where you need your thumb and your fingers to be working pretty much independently. Now it should be pretty easy to follow, but if you want the tablature you can click on the link in the video description and download it for free. To play this you'll need to be familiar with the following open position chords. First of all the E and the B7, or sorry the A and then the B7. So we're in the key of E major and you're just going to use those three chords. And as we're playing arpeggios, rather than strumming, if you want to simplify those chords you could just play a two finger E here, as we're not going to hit the fifth string, and with the A you could just hold down the third and second strings, as we don't have to hit the full string with the thumb. With the B7 unfortunately you have to hold down all four fingers. Okay, so assuming that the left hand isn't too much of a problem, this lesson is really about what you do with your right hand. Now there's some disagreement amongst fingerstyle guitarists as the best position for the right hand. Some hold it like this, let me see, with the wrist held above the strings, and the other way is to hold the hand against the strings like this, more anchored down. Now both styles have got their advantages, their pros and cons, but I tend to do this with the hand held away from the guitar, probably because I also play classical guitar, so that's the position I'm used to. But whatever you do, the crucial thing is to have the thumb extended beyond the fingers. Okay, don't have the thumb behind the fingers like this. It needs to look like that. And the fingers move into the hand, not away from the strings like that. Having the thumb, having the hand rather anchored down, has got the advantage of you're kind of able to dampen the strings, and you get that kind of Travis style picking sound. Kind of thing. But it's really important to not to move the hand and to have the thumb extended out, and don't develop bad habits from the get-go. So we're going to look at this in two parts because we need to think of it as the right hand doing two separate things at the same time, like the left and right hand if you're playing the piano. The thumb is like your left hand and the fingers are like your right hand. Your thumb's providing a steady baseline behind what you're doing with the fingers. So let's start with the basic position and then look at first at what the thumb does. So we're dividing the 6 strings into 2 parts. Your thumb is going to take care of the bottom 3 strings. And your index, middle and ring finger are going to be on the top 3 strings. So place those fingers on the 3rd, 2nd and 3rd strings and just leave them there for the time being. Try not to move them as you practice the thumb part. So let's hold down the E chord, or you could just practice this with no left hand chord at all. Rest the thumb on the 6th string. The basic alternating thumb is really simple. To a steady count of 4 you're going to play the thumb on each count. So on the E chord the thumb rocks back and forth on the 6th and the 4th string. That's all your thumb does on the E chord part. For both the A chord and the B7 chord you do pretty much the same thing, but the thumb starts on the 5th string, and then it has you have the choice of going either to the 4th string like this. If you do that you're going to need that first finger down, first left hand finger down on the 4th string behind the 2nd fret, of course. Or you can go 5th, 6th, in which case you can lift that finger up if that's an easier shape to get. On the B7 chord, similarly, Your thumb starts on the 5th string and then goes to the 4th string. If you're feeling a bit adventurous, you can try a different technique on this B7 chord where you go 5, 4, 6, 4. Sorry, 5, 4, 6, 5. But then you're going to need to hop that second finger over to the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Or you can use your thumb to hold it down. Okay, now that's pretty much the thumb part sorted. Next we want to look at what the fingers do. Again, practice this independently of the thumb at first and do it rhythmically. The fingers play 8th notes. Now what that means is that you're going to play 2 notes to every count. The index plays the 3rd, the middle finger plays the 2nd, and the ring finger plays the 1st. The little finger is redundant, just hangs around. So count and play like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2 times. Now I'm not actually playing straight 8th notes there because it's more like a dotted note. It lasts a bit longer, but if that's a problem, just play straight 8th notes to begin with. Now the next bit, the interesting bit, is combining both parts because the thumb is rocking back and forth, dead on the beat. You're going to play 2 finger notes for every thumb note. So let's slow that down and look at that. Both parts together on an E chord. Remember to keep the hand steady. The hand doesn't move, the fingers and thumb move. And just practice that on 1 chord or even no chord. And when you're feeling more comfortable with it, try changing the chord without breaking the rhythm. But remember to do it slowly. A chord. Okay, and when you're ready, but only when you're ready, increase the tempo a little bit. Now in the tablature you'll see I've added a little ending, or it can be a turnaround, which is fairly simple little bass run, which goes so when we get back to the E chord for the last time, we can play the thumb on all top 3 strings on the E, and then we go down with the little finger to the 4th fret on the E, open 5th, 1st fret 5th, 2nd fret, open, 4th fret on the E, 2nd fret on the E, and that can be the ending, or we can turn it back around. So to play the whole thing at a slow pace, you can maybe try and play along. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's about it. Have fun with it, and if you're new to it, it will be frustrating at first, but if you stick with it, you'll get it. And once you can do it, that alternating thumb opens up a lot of possibilities for accompaniment and soloing. As soon as you can move that, keep that thumb moving independently while you're doing something else with the fingers. Okay, so if this video has been helpful, please click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff, and happy finger picking.